Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Sean joins us in Irvine, California. Sean, how can we help you today?
Hi, guys. How you doing?
We're doing well.
Doing great.
Good. So I just had a quick question. So I currently, I'm not in debt really that much, really just from school and a surgery that I had, but it doesn't even amount to like 20 grand, which is totally manageable. But on the other hand, I have about 7 credit cards with very little balance. If anything, they're just my remedial. They're paying for like Netflix, like stuff like that on payment plans every month for that kind of stuff. However, it does amount to over $100,000 of open credit. Now, with that much,
are you trying to impress us, Sean? Because it's not working so far.
No. It's scary.
Okay.
Because I'm going to buy a house soon.
Why?
And what was that?
Why?
Because our rent is just going out of control that I'm paying right now.
Okay.
And it's almost amounting to a new house payment, a mortgage. If I just paid like $1,000 more, I'd be in a mortgage.
How much do you make?
So I make about $90,000 a year.
Okay.
Are you married?
No.
No. Okay.
You kept saying our rent.
Oh, sorry?
You kept saying our rent is going up. Who's the our? Is there someone else in the picture?
Oh, a roommates.
Got it. How old are you?
So I'm 31.
Oh, I thought you were younger the way you were talking. Okay. You're just too.
So insulting,
No, I meant
George.
it. I meant it in a good way. I meant it in a good way, Sean. You have a very young, energetic voice. So you're 31. You want to buy a house for Sean?
Yeah.
Okay. Which will somehow save you money?
Well, yeah, because I have like $170,000 saved up for this.
Why are you hanging on to debt when you have $170,000 sitting there?
No, I don't. So the hospital bill is interest free. So if I'm not paying interest on it, I figured not to.
So what do you owe in medical bills?
Well, I want to know from Sean, what are you calling us for? What's your number one question? Should you buy a house? Is that the number one thing that you want to know?
With lenders, like seeing how much credit cards I have, is there a problem with that they see me having so many credit cards? Do I need to close some? I don't want to close any because it hurts. I know it hurts your credit score.
Okay.
But I'm
so Sean, you called a kind of a different show. Just so our advice is going to be probably opposite of what you usually hear, because we are not fans of credit cards. We're not even fans of a credit score. We're not fans of keeping around debt. We want debt in that entire game that everyone plays out of your life 100% forever, ever, amen. And that Sean's $90,000 that he makes is all his. There's no game to play. Wow. He has cash in the bank that's saved in a high-yield savings account for an emergency fund. He has a good down payment. He's funding retirement, and he's doing things that are good for Sean. This whole game that you're playing is normal. It's what most people do. But here at Ramsey, it is a completely different mindset, to the point that we would say close all of your credit cards, pay everything off, get a debit card, pay for Netflix with a debit card, and your credit score will lower because it is all mathematically calculated by debt. There's about seven layers of your credit score, and it all has to do with debt. So when you stop going into debt, when you start paying off debt and eliminating debt, that score inevitably will go down to the point in about 12 months after paying off all your debt, it will be undetermined. It goes to a place that they can't determine your credit score because you haven't had debt in over a year. So then you'll do a process called manual underwriting, where they will actually underwrite you a mortgage. But that's after you're debt-free with a fully funded emergency fund and at least 5% down for that mortgage, because for so many people, the thought is, well, if I just had a house, because yes, like you said, in some people, their rent is even more expensive than what a mortgage would be, right? I mean, it is insane what people are paying for rent. So I totally hear you. But when you own a home, it's very expensive. When things go out, there's not a landlord to be there. There's not roommates there to split up the rent, right? I mean, it becomes a very expensive process, and it's a great thing. Home ownership should be part of your financial picture. That's a part of building wealth, but we want you to do it in the right way.
So Okay,
So we're so
you guys
opposite of
are
everything.
Against credit cards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So if, let's just say, I have a business of my own and I wanted to expand and use credit for myself. How do you, without credit cards, how do you get expansion and trust from lenders?
Why do you want more credit and more lenders? You just told me you were frightened by a $100,000 line of credit.
Well, no. But like, let's just say, okay, so let's say I need to get something for my business, right? Some huge purchase that's going to help me make money in the long run.
Okay,
We
so
would
you can save up and pay cash.
So
move at the speed of cash.
If I pay that cash, though,
yes,
am I essentially draining my savings and all my?
No, what's draining your savings is making payments to 14 different lenders. You're going to spend the money anyways. We're just telling you do it up front when you have the money so you don't make stupid decisions that Sean regrets.
There's no risk. And that's the other thing is you add on so much risk, especially in a business. We actually have a business conference going on right now with small business owners from all over the country. And it's amazing, especially in small business, that people out-leverage themselves. And when something doesn't work, the amount of stress that is caused on that, it never ends up good. And so
we teach them to run their business completely debt-free. And so even for this company, Sean, we have 1,000 team members, and we only have business debit cards. We don't have a single dime of debt on this place. It's a $300 million paid-for building, and we moved at the speed of cash. Dave's been doing this for 30 years. This building just opened 4 years ago. And so it's a slower pace. You're wanting to move very quickly, and there's a lot of podcasts and shows that will help you do that by leveraging debt. We just happen to swim upstream and go countercultural.
Yeah, and too, Sean, part of this you have to understand is that debt, there's a weight that you carry with debt, and everyone does. And now in our culture today, it's so normal that people get used to what they carry around. But there is a freedom that is caused when you don't owe anyone anything. And that autonomy is what's missing in our culture today. And that autonomy of being able to make your own choices, being able to have options, because no bank is in your life. There's nobody that you are financially attached to. You have complete autonomy. And there's power in that to be able to use your income to build wealth on the mathematical financial side. But there's an emotional, spiritual side of money too that a lot of people don't talk about. And there's a freedom that comes when there is no payments. You're not owed by anyone. You make different decisions in life when you don't have that risk.
I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah, okay, I want you to hold on the line, Sean, because Emily's going to pick up. I would love to give you Total Money Makeover. It's the best-selling book that we have here at Ramsey, written by Dave. And it'll walk you through the 7 baby steps. It's a quick read, very easy, and it'll give you an overall picture of it. And I hope you're enlightened by it, Sean. I love that you called because
call us back after you read it. I want to hear your paradigm shift.
We've helped millions of people build wealth and get control of their money. It's just a totally different way than the world does it. So
yeah,
I'm glad you found us though.
And I've personally done manual underwriting, Sean, without a credit score after I cut up my cards. And between Rachel and I, we have 0 credit cards. That's what it amounts to. And our wallets are lighter and our souls are lighter for it. This is The Ramsey Show.